It's circling, and we are live on YouTube as well as on the video call. Finally, it took me a few minutes because we had to run errands and get ourselves presentable. Now that our company is gone back home and back to their bubble, so what a crazy week, huh?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
I'm stressing out.
Well, hopefully this will give us an opportunity to kind of de-stress a minute and, kind of get back to center. And, hey, oh, and by the way, I got some, really, really awesome, offerings, for the shrine, this week. And, so when I, do the offerings, there are actually some that can't fit on our little plate, but I've got them here, including some this is some myrrh resin from Africa. It's from Kenya, and this is actual blue water lilies. See if the camera can see them. Yeah. So they're real dried lilies from Thailand. It also came with some little, these are butterfly pea. I'm gonna have to look those up because I don't know anything about those. And I also got, this is some genuine linen. So, linen fabric. So these, some really nifty, traditional offerings. And so right now I have them on a little stand just below the big tray. And, they're getting lots of goodies tonight. Oh, and also it's onyx argonite, I think, is the stone. But this thing here, if you can see this, it's that's kind of close, but it's a candle holder, and this thing must weigh like 8 pounds. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candle holders in it. So, I'm gonna have to figure out where I'm gonna put this, to incorporate it into the shrine, because this is really cool. And I got it in the mail beginning of this week.
Yeah.
So have to give a shout out for those.
And the gods are going to have a lot to say.
Oh, that's right, because I also have a big box of fortune cookies now.
Wholesale.
So, yeah, so we will not run out of fortune cookies.
To the soul that has blessed us with this,
yes,
thank you.
You are awesome. Yeah. So I had to show those off. Just those are really cool. I guess welcome everyone. Yes. Okay. Yeah. And I need to put the link in for the Discord group. I'm gonna have to copy and paste it, but I'll do that in a few minutes. So y'all just stay tuned in, and we'll get to that as we go along. But the theme for tonight, because we are at almost the midpoint of the year, January 13th. So it's going to be, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday. Wednesday is the exact midpoint of the Kemetic year, and that's sort of like high noon is for the day. We're at our high point, and this is when you had the other creators celebrated as lifting the sky, and this was when Ra's sacred eye was filled and complete. His eye was returned to him. So we tend to light a lot of candles and offer lots of bread, and we've got a painted, sacred eye. So that's going to be the theme, for the evening. So. These cool waters are upon my hands. They purify me as Tefnut purifies me. Hail unto you, Anachuru. We come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands, our purity is within our hearts. We are cast out all evil that pertains to us. We are pure, we are pure. Hey, we are pure, we are pure. Grab this towel, I've got it right here. I feel like a waiter at a swanky restaurant. I've got, the dish with the water and a towel on my wrist. I'm like, yeah, come on.
And she's beautiful too.
Not that kind of waiter.
They call that a maitre d'.
Maitre d', yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of that. Okay, there it is. Actually, you know what? I need to just keep my long lighter handy. So. Come in peace, bright eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra in all of their abodes, till none remain. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus comes to the four corners of the earth. And we are purified with it. Receive the light. The light our other candles. I have Hathor on one side and Sekhmet on the other, because they are both eyes of Ra. Hail, O golden lady, beloved daughter of Ra, mistress of dancing and joy. You shine upon all peoples, protect us from all evil, and bless us that we may prosper. And to you, Sekhmet, the great, the eye of Ra, who hides him within her iris, who loves Ma'at, who detests his fet, one seeks life in you. There we go. You okay, boo? Okay. And to Shu, who foretells Ra when he ascends from the Akhet. Come in peace. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Did somebody ask a question because because I put in the description. Makhir is the name of the month that that is ending on the 13th. That's the second month of winter, and that's the feast is gives its name to the month, and that's a name that I think goes back to the Middle Kingdom, but I believe it has something to do with you have like a great and little burning. There was a pair of feasts around this time, and so I've connected it with filling the eye of Ra, but there's our information on that's kind of sketchy. If you probably a different tradition and a different source will, have something different for this time of year. But that's kind of, based on what I was able to piece together, this is, how we celebrate the midpoint. So, yeah. And yes, love all of you guys. Let's see. Okay, cool. I was just checking to see, because I noticed there was a lot of comments, and yeah, hopefully I'm answering that question as we go along. So, so we've got our candles lit, and now we will begin with our invocation. So basically what we're doing is we're honoring the creators and we're honoring the Eye of Ra. You arise in the Aketes Kopri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from Nun at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra. Hail and praise unto you, O Yunuchuru, you lords of love and lords of life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out Isfet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us and your strength being within us. Okay. There we go. Take these, your cool waters that are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. O Ra Horaketi, O Yunuchuru, these waters are the eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, O Yunuchuru, that you may be purified with it. Okay. Much as I would love to light the myrrh incense that I got in the mail today, I can't do it indoors without risking setting off a smoke detector. And in the past, I have done that. But we will definitely use some.
Risk.
Huh?
There's also the risk you'll knock out your husband.
Yeah. Well, no, I told him, I said, well, I know you'll be taking a nap when I light the myrrhs. But we will start with sandalwood. We give you incense. We give you incense, great of purity. Its fragrance is the eye of Horus. When its fragrance comes to you, it cleanses you, it adorns you. It takes its place upon your hands. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. Take this, your bread on which gods live. There we go. You too, Maud. This bread is the eye of Horus, O you Nutchadu. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. And yes, there's more Pocky in here. So we do a blend of historical and modern. The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We filled the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Yunachiru. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine and your water. Go. Pure is Ra Horketi within his house. Pure is the Ka of Ra, with this good myrrh that is given. Pure are the Kas of all of these gods, with this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure, for Ra Horketi and his need. In every place that there are mortal Kas dwell. Come to your body, O Ra Horketi. Come to your bodies, O Nuchuru. Come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these your offerings and partake of them. Come, O people. Raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra, before Shu, before Sekhmet, before all of these Nuchuru. For all life comes from them, all health comes from them, all stability comes from them, all good fortune comes from them as it has since the first time. Ora Horaketi and your son, the Osir Nisu Nebkeperura, your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourself to these, your offerings, and receive them from our hands. And as always, we pause to remember our blessed dead. We light the eye of Horus for them. We bring them cool waters that their hearts may be refreshed. May they partake from the altar of Osiris. This incense that is the eye of Horus. ta henket kakao apdu senachurmahat kudnibet nafret wabet alket nachurim and cow and akupunibu Makhir hiranachura. A voice offering of bread, beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which a god lives, for the cause of all of these Aku, all true of voice before the great God. And, of course, if anyone has had someone pass away recently, then we certainly want to remember them and include them in that, at this point. Okay. I'm going to read a little bit. Yes, and someone was asking about my books. This is one of them. I'll see if I can get it to where the camera, can focus on it. There we go. See, on my screen, it's looking backwards, but hopefully you can read the title forwards. But this is actually where I'm going to be drawing from, for part of this ritual. Because I have give it here's the rites of lifting the sky and filling the sacred eye. So this is something that comes from the Book of the Dead originally, but it was in the rubric for the spell. It says to be read on the last day of the second month of winter, which would be exactly at the midpoint in the Egyptian year. So, the mighty one appears, lighting up the horizon. A tomb appears, perfumed with incense, the luminous one who rises in the sky. The mansion of the Benben is in joy, and all its residents are assembled. A voice calls out within the shrine. A shout reverberates throughout Duat. Obeisance is done at the words of Atum Horketi. His Majesty gives commands to the Enid attending him, for he is happy to contemplate the sacred eye. Behold my body, to which protection has been given, and all my limbs which have been made to flourish. His Majesty's words go forth, and his eye rests in her place upon his brow, in the 4th hour of the night, and the land is happy in this last day of Makhir. The majesty of the sacred eye is before the Enid. A tomb shines as on the first occasion, and the sacred eye is in his head. Ra Atum, the everlasting, the sacred eye. Shu, Geb, Oser, Set, and Horu. Jehuti, who travels eternity. Nut, Asit, Nebethat, Hathor, the victorious. The 2 Shemayet goddesses. Ma'at, Anapu, the sacred land, born of eternity. And the Bah Jedu. When the sacred eye has been filled in the presence of the Lord to the limit, standing completed and content, these gods are joyful on this day. Their hands support her, and the feast of all the gods is celebrated. They say, Hail to you, and praise to Ra. The sacred bark sails, and Apep is felled. Hail to you, and praise to Ra. The form of Khepri has come into being. Hail to you, and praise to Ra. Rejoice over him, for his enemies have been driven away. Hail to you, and praise to Ra. The heads of the Mosed Badesh have been cut off. Worship to you, and praise to Ra. And incidentally, Mosed Badesh, that means the children of rebellion. And that's usually associated with the henchmen of either Set, in certain contexts, or, the evil one. And so, to represent the fact that Ra's eye has returned to him, because the eye of Ra is also identified with Ma'at. So that's where we will offer Ma'at as we traditionally do. We come unto you, O Ra, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Here we go. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your Ka shall live. Truly your Enid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Enid says unto you, your word is law eternally. Isfet is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. And may we always act with gentility and compassion, for such is the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, for such is the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such is the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness and peace, for such is the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such is the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such is the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, for such is the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. Okay. Now I will read a few hymns and prayers, and then we'll get to our prayer requests, because I've gotten a few already. We'll start out with Ra. This also comes from the Book of the Dead, but I'll read it in English this time. Now come to be the words of the Lord of all. I am a tomb when I was alone. I came into being in noon. I am Ra in his rising, in the beginning, ruling that which he has made. I am the great God who came into being himself. The sacred waters, noon, the father of the gods. What does it mean? It is Ra who created the names of his limbs. They have come into being as the gods in Ra's suite. I am unopposed among the gods. I am yesterday. I know tomorrow. What does it mean? Yesterday is Osiris. Tomorrow is Ra, on that day of destroying the wicked foes of the Lord of all and crowning his son Horus. I made the battleground of the gods as Osiris, Lord of the Western Desert, commanded. I know the great God who is in it. I am the great phoenix who is in Yunu. I am the overseer of that which exists. What does it mean? It is Osiris. Otherwise said, that which exists is his body. Otherwise said, it is eternal renewal and everlastingness, which would be Neheh and Jed, which are two forms of time. Eternal renewal is the day, everlastingness is the night. I am Min in his going forth. I have placed the dual plumes on my head. I am the great cat who split the Ashed tree on its side in Yunu, on that night of war, of warding off the rebels, on that day on which were destroyed the wicked foes of the Lord of all. What does it mean? That great cat who split the Ashed on its side in Yunu is Ra himself, called Cat when Sia said of him, "How like him by what he has done?" And his name became Cat. Wrongdoing is overthrown, evil is destroyed. I have seen Ra born of the hindquarters of the great flood. If he is well, then I am well, and vice versa. And of course, there's another pun in there, because Mew is the name for cat, which, meow. But me also means like, so that's kind of a pun. So how like him? Mew. And that is how he became the great cat. And speaking of cats, we got a prayer request from someone whose patroness is Bast, and he's been feeling ill and having issues with blood sugar. And so we asked her if she would please bring him healing. Hail and praise unto you, Bastet, Lady of Love, Lady of Life, daughter of Atum, firstborn of the Lord of all, greatest goddess, Lady of Heaven, mistress of all the gods. You open the movements of Shu, for he is your messenger. You slaughter with your arrows. You slay the evil one and seize the hearts of the wicked foes. Lady of the shrine, foremost of the sacred fields, mistress of perfume, mistress of joy, O eye of Horus, O eye of Ra, Uraeus, whom Ra loves, protect us and protect our friend until the dawn. And for Shu, what's up?
His mother is also in the hospital for the same reason.
Oh, well then, yeah, I remember him saying that he and his household basically were sick, but Lady asked if he would please look after his mother as well, and help her to get her blood sugar stabilized. I've seen people with higher blood sugar than that, and they survived. So may his mother, also be able to pull through from that. So, and we ask you, Shu, to bless us with the breath of life and bless our friends. I am he who foretells Ra when he ascends from the Akhet. I put the fear of him into whomever seeks out his name. I am the one among the Heh gods who hears their words. I dispatch the word of the self-created to the multitudes. I am the one who captains the sunbark and its crew. I am stronger and more raging than all the Eneids. I show splendor in accordance with my nature. I speak, and the Eneids are silent. I am he whose shape was exhaled, whom this august god created, who strews the sky with his beauty, whose names the gods do not know, the one whom the sun folk serve. Shu is the one whom Atum fashioned. His robe is the air of life. A cry for him went forth from the mouth of Atum. The air opened upon his ways. He makes the sky light after darkness. His pleasing color is the breath of Atum. Storm clouds in the sky are his efflux. Hailstorms and dusk are his sweat. The length of the sky is his stride, and the width of the earth are his settlements. All living things upon the back of Geb. By Atum's command does Shu govern them. His life is in their nostrils. He guides breath into their throats. Somewhere I read that an interpretation that Shu was sort of like Shu is to Ra what the Metatron, not to be confused with Megatron, is to the Judeo-Christian God, because he was the mouthpiece, the speaker for God. And when you hear I dispatch the word of the self-created to the multitudes. I foretell Ra when he ascends from the horizon. That's a very similar, kind of thing.
Yeah, so that would make sense as well. In the prayer to Vash, you mentioned that he is also her messenger. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, you open the movements for Shu because Shu because he is your messenger. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah, and Darren had to step out for a minute. Let's see if there's anything else I need to read from here. Yeah, okay. Let me see if you guys have got any requests. I'll try and pick up. Yeah.
Sharon, I have a request.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Tut.
Sure, it's okay. And hey, call me anything. Just don't call me late to dinner. Oh yeah, somebody asked, did the Egyptians have winter? And also somebody's cat had to go to the vet for bladder problems. Yeah, and I think that's something that's kind of common. I know that they make cat food that is specifically designed to help with stuff like that. But if Vast, if you would continue to hear our prayers and look after your servant that's taking care of Birch, and please help his kitty to heal, so that she can. I don't know. Is it a she cat or is it a tomcat? But he or she, may they continue to look over you. Better sticking your eyes on him. Cuddles. Oh, cuddles. Yeah. But quick, let me answer that question. The middle season, the Egyptians had 3 seasons, and one was the first one was the flood season, and then the second one, which we're in now, would be the planting season. And they also called that winter because that's when it's the coolest. Of course, it's still a desert. It's still going to be warmer than what most of us are dealing with, but they typically call that winter. And then summer was their harvest time, which is, runs from about, I think, mid-March to July. And that's when the at least, before the dams were put into place, that's when the flood season would come. So what was your request?
Just I'll put it simply. I can't go into detail, but but for health and wealth for my mother and I.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of people are, dealing with tough times right now. So, where did I put my sister? Here we go. And because I know who your patron is, we will ask you, Osset, would you please be with us and look upon the one that you have chosen. Hail Asutek, son of Nut, greater strength than the bark of millions. Chosen one of Ra-Haraketi, bull who dwells in the northern sky. Fearsome one at whom all lands tremble. Great is your war cry, great is your might. Your wasp scepter stretches over the sky, and you stand at the zenith of the stars. Lord of storms, Lord of dread, your voice is thunder in the heavens. You slay the fiend from the prow of Ra's bark. Will you protect us from evil, grant us long life, and grant life, health, and prosperity for Seta and her mother. Now, there's one other thing that I did want to read, because I know a lot of folks have been thinking about, what went on in the United States, and I know I've got viewers all over the world, but we've all been scratching our heads about that. But one thing that I did find actually comes from the wisdom literature, and this was something that ancient Egyptians wrote. And I want to talk about that. I'm going to do an episode on the wisdom literature as a genre. But there were a couple of things that I found rather appropriate. And this one here is from what's called the Instructions of Amenemhotep, who was a scribe that lived in the New Kingdom. He says, "Do not lie down in fear of tomorrow, thinking, 'Comes day, how will tomorrow be?' Man ignores how tomorrow will be. God is ever in his perfection. Man is ever in his shortcomings. The words men say are one thing. The deeds of the God are another." In this case, meaning, don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about what's going on. Have faith in your gods, and, don't take things out of their hands, because they see much greater than we are. And I think that's something that I think people lost sight of, and that was part of what went on. And there was one other thing here. Oh, yes, and this was another bit of practical wisdom. It says, "Do not enter into a crowd if you find it in an uproar and about to come to blows. Don't pass anywhere nearby. Keep away from their tumult, lest you be brought before the court when an inquiry is made. Stay away from hostile people. Keep your heart quiet among fighters. An outsider is not brought to court. One who knows nothing is not bound in fetters." So that was a bit of practical advice, but I found that rather striking. It says, and that's something that was very much important to them was, don't be a rabble rouser because, that's going to be counter to your purposes. So, that's something that we can look on the Aku from the past to tell us, what to think of, the things that are going on. And they were very quick to say, have faith in the gods, and I'm sure they would be happy to say, in spite of everything that happened at the end of the Roman period, here we are 1700 years later, and we're still praying to the Neteru. So, some things are much bigger than what we can see at a given moment. So, let's see. Okay. Hey, new statues. Yes, someone that come in the mail to announce their presence. Cool. Yeah. Let's see. Okay.
I get a feeling that they have a message for Seta in the cookies.
Very, very likely. So, again, if you've got any prayer requests, go ahead and put them in the messages, and we'll start off with a divination just in general for the week, and if you have any specific requests, we'll go for that too. So, because we now have, thanks to one of our lovely subscribers, lovely viewers, we have plenty of fortune cookies. They should last us, through the rest of the liturgical year. So, all right. Usually I shake it up, but something just told me to grab this one. So, Imani, you were asking, what our message would be. And they have for us. You are respected for being straightforward and honest. So I guess honesty is the best policy. Now, I will tell you this. This is something that I noticed as I was setting everything up for tonight. Because there was a fortune that I had put. I remember putting it on the altar. It's actually back here. And it says, have faith in the force of right and not in the right of force. Now, what's funny is it's in one spot somehow, and I do not know how this happened. I figured out, I have two of the exact same fortune because there's another one that reads the same thing, and it's down, you can't see it because of the dais that I set up, but it's sitting next to another Eye of Horus between Horus and Set. And it's the exact same fortune. It says, have faith in the force of right and not in the right of force. So that, I guess, was kind of my message for the day. And I thought that was something, worth sharing. So
definitely, when it falls between the two gods,
the
two gods reconciled.
Yeah, and that's balance.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just kind of pausing for a minute because I know that it takes a little time for things to catch up. And yes, and we don't have people trying to play games or download stuff at the same time right now. Because our holiday company has, gone back to their respective abodes, so our bubbles have separated. And, I always enjoy the company. I ended up learning a lot of interesting things with our friends over. They had me watching Hellsing Abridged, which is even better to watch than the original. Now I know who did that party, party, party song, and I kind of have it in my head right now. And I also learned that porn does not mean the same thing when you search for it on Reddit that it does when you're on Google. Because one of our friends kept talking about looking for this kind of porn or that kind of porn, for he was looking for some kind of like water jet that cuts things. And so he was looking for something porn related to that. And I was like, I do a search for something like that on Google, and that's not what I get. He says, oh, I forgot to tell you, it's a Reddit thing. I'm like, now I know. And knowing is half the battle. Yeah. Or as Darren would say, and that's, I mean, we actually ended up doing that to Wally, because it was a permutation, went from, G.I. Joe to say, well, let's say Cobra. Now let's say grass snakes. So, and it's such a habit with Darren and I, because, one of us will say, now and the other one will say grass snakes. And we ended up doing that in front of Wally, who was the director for G.I. Joe. And he was like, what? So then we had to go back and explain that to him. So.
I wish I got to know Wally like you did.
Well, granted, there were times when I kind of felt like, I need to be charging you TMI fines, but, that was very much a blessing. And, I miss him very much because he was my favorite, Hey,
can you open a fortune for me?
Sure. Yeah.
How would that?
Yes. Okay. I mean, that should have. All right. That one? Okay. Wow, actually. Popped it. Okay. It says a small donation is called for. It's the right thing to do. A small donation is called for. It's the right thing to do.
Okay.
Yeah, that will probably
like paying it forward.
That or just getting back to prayers altogether. I really have let myself go that way.
Well, hey, you're here with us. Start of a new year, and you've already started. So
I forget. Did you have a prayer session last week? I don't think you did.
Hang on. Let's see. Got anything? Time in early 1900s. Oh, cool. I know I did I've been doing a service every Friday, and I always try to make sure that I open it up for prayers. It was kind of short last time, but if I missed anybody, then definitely remind me.
I don't. I can't remember if you had a New Year's right or not.
Well, we did something. We were doing the Feast of Victory of Horus for January 1. So, and we poured red wax on something, and then I took it and I set it on fire in the driveways.
Definitely not exactly a friendly set ritual.
Yeah. Well, I think the way we described it was this is the negative aspects of set get a spanking on that, that
It's the
holiday.
penance, basically.
Huh?
He's doing penance.
Yeah. But yes, he's back and kind of whipped into shape. I don't know how you would want to put it, but and of course, there are certainly holidays where he's got a bigger presence. It's just for the new year, we were doing a catharsis. But let's see. Okay, and Serrano would like a divination. Alrighty. So let us. Oh God, if you would give us one for our friend Serrano. Wait. Okay. There we go. And their message is, good things are coming your way.
Oh, that's nice.
I think that's pretty straightforward. Good news, everyone. Okay. Yes. Okay. The chaining of Krampus. Yeah, that's a neat comparison. The rituals against Set and the chaining of Krampus. But yeah, I'm gonna pause it and just an update. I have actually done some more taping to put together the video. Technically, I'm still working on the Kemetic how-to guide that would have been for December, but that means that we'll do 2 this month. So I'll finish that up and then work on the next one. So hopefully this weekend I'll get to do some video editing and put everything together. One of the offerings is already making a cameo in that video, and I will definitely have to do some more with the lovely things that we got, especially the Blue Lotus, because these are just so cool. I have to show them again because the colors on them are so vivid. And so you can see like the yellow in the center, and then all these wonderful as they've dried to like this purple. Wouldn't be able to make a garland out of that, but I have resin, so I might be able to do something interesting with that. But these are very cool. Thank you again.
All right. Whenever we're done, I wouldn't mind having one done for my household.
Okay. All right. So.
What is that? I'm sorry.
Are you asking me?
What is it that you're offering?
I had sent in the mail. I was putting it to the other camera. Here, let me bring it to you. It's Egyptian blue lily. I don't know how well you can turn this light on. See if that. Oh well, I gives it some glare.
Yeah,
but
that's purple.
Yeah, I know. So you got like the yellow from the center, but you can see why a flower like this was associated with the sun god, because you have this wonderful yellow in the center surrounded by blue. So it looks very much like the sun coming out of the primordial ocean. So it makes me wonder what they would look like actually growing. But
and then they have the other one that's white.
Yeah. Now I can't say this. I have a Hearty water lily, which is like a pink one, or supposed to be pink. I got this thing in 2014, and it has never flowered ever. And I'm not sure what it is, but every year I think, I need to just like take this thing and go chunk it in a bayou or something and let it just grow wild. The only thing that has me hesitate on that is the pot where I have it. A lot of birds come and they drink from there, and so it's like, especially in the dry months, it's a source of water for them. So I'm like, well, they've kind of gotten used to that thing being there. So if I suddenly got rid of it, they'd be lacking a place to drink. So I'll just have to keep putting mosquito dunks in it. Because in my part of the world, the mosquitoes are real. Actually, I killed.
Not pleasant here either.
Yeah, I killed one in the bathroom just this evening. Okay, it's January and we still have mosquitoes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, for Yamanu and for his household for this week. The message is, a new relationship awaits.
Huh. Interesting.
Well,
Who I'll meet.
yeah, you never know. You can make new friends. It just says relationships, so we don't know what kind.
Yeah.
But okay, oh yeah, and let's see for some. Hello, Bill Smith. Certain ways. Okay, yeah. Let me, before we go, I'm gonna get over to the computer for a second, and okay, where are we? Because I need to copy and paste over. Basically, I'm going to give you guys the link to the Discord group, and I had meant to get on there, and set up an account, during the week, but just entertaining company and all that, it just wasn't able to happen. But because of the YouTube settings, I have to go ahead and put that in there. Let's see. If it'll get that over there. Okay, there we go. That is the link. I just put it in the comments, but that's the link to the Kemetic server on Discord. So, clear with me. There it is. Yes. Okay. Well, before we wrap it up, if there are any other requests, go ahead and shoot those over real quick. And as always, I'm glad to have everyone here. This is our new tradition is Friday evenings, and hopefully we can.
Darren have anything?
He had to step out for a minute, and I'm gonna have to check on him. And I guess he has a doctor's appointment on Monday, and hopefully we can get his sniffles taken care of. It's we know what it's not. But allergies and asthma around here have just been really bad, because it's cold and wet and not like snowy and frozen and dry down here. You get a lot of mold, and that's just been driving everybody's allergies crazy. And that makes things like asthma worse. And so, had to deal with a lot of that this week. And that's always. Yeah, that is always my prayer is, for Darren to be well and, for us to not, help us to.
I wish him well.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially right now, our biggest worry is please don't let us have to end up going to the hospital to get a breathing treatment, because when you have asthma that's not under control, that's, something you have to do sometimes. And especially with what's going on right now, and that's another thing. My heart and my prayers go out to California right now, because right now the problem is that they're dealing with so many people who have COVID there. If you have asthma and you have to go and get a breathing treatment, they may not have enough oxygen for you, because it's that bad right now. And that's a really scary thing, especially, for people who might be staying home and they're, not talking to anybody, not getting COVID, but, they're dealing with asthma, and so, I think about them and I ask Shu and Sekhmet, please, to help everyone get through this, because this is, we don't even know if we're at the top of the hill yet. So. I got beer and ice cream. That could be a weird combination. But oh, and by the way, those pottery jars, I've they're really fun for mixing drinks in. I actually came up with something fun, non-alcoholic, and mixed it with a crazy straw in one of the ceramic jars. But tell you what, I will read one more prayer, and this is for everyone. So there it is. Hear us, O Ra, great Lord of Yunu, and place your arms of blessing around those who are tuning in right now and our loved ones. Let them rejoice in your bounty and their hearts take joy in your kindness. Tell Neet and Upwout to open their ways for them, and may you protect them with your strong arm of compassion. For you are the All-Lord, the Lord of Ma'at. Holy and splendid is your name. Capri at dawn, Atum at dusk, Ra Horaketi as you rule the nine. Blessing for everyone. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Yunu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Enid, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Geb at the Earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the Shrine of Shanit in Yunu endures. As the name of Osir, Kentia Mentiu endures. As the name of Aset in Nicheru endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pei endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehuti in Kamenyo endures. As the name of Ra in the Aket endures likewise for eternity. And may you continue to bless everyone with life, prosperity, and health, including, I just remembered, our friend Jory. He said he's not feeling too well, and so we definitely want to include him. As you continue to traverse the sky, you have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Necheru. May you go forth in peace, O Ra, and may you go forth in peace, O Necheru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Menjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark, and may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Well, thanks everyone. Again, I hope I didn't miss anybody. And as always, I'm glad to have you. Huh?
Thanks.
I'm glad you could make it. I missed hearing from you. And I'm looking forward to being back online a little more and, getting more videos out and good stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, don't let the stuff on the TV daunt you.
Oh my gosh, it's too much.
Yeah. Well,
It's too much.
I don't watch it.
Huh?
I don't even watch it.
Yeah. Well, the best thing to do, and it's funny, the advice that I keep getting from the altar here is concentrate on yourself and your family and making sure that your loved ones, your household is okay, and they'll take care of the rest. So, keep the faith.
The coffee
All
is
right.
stirring.
And absolutely, glad to have you guys. Much love.
Yeah,
So,
you too.
yes, and tune in next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And our king tide is much cooler. So,
In my case, same cat time.
yeah, our same cat time. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to wave goodbye to everybody. Take
Okay.
care.
Okay. Big hugs. Talk to you soon.
Big hugs. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. And I'll let Galvatron hold the phone while I put a message. Okay. Okay. Okay, yes. I know I will no longer be alive if I end the stream.